Welcome, viewers, to a journey through the pages of history as we unveil the shadows of fascism, a complex and haunting chapter of the 20th century. In this video, we will delve into the origins, ideologies, and the indelible impact of fascism on nations around the globe. From the rise of ultranationalism to the devastating echoes of World War II, join us as we navigate the intricate web of political context, nation-building, and the enduring consequences of this dark and authoritarian ideology. Fascism, as an ideology and political movement, emerged in the 20th century as an ultranationalist force distinct from other political ideologies. Fascism positioned itself on the right wing of the political spectrum, advocating authoritarian regimes under dictatorial leadership. It asserted the superiority of its nation over others and embraced racist beliefs. The term fascism comes from the Italian word fasces, symbolizing strength through unity, a single rod easily broken but bound together, hard to break. This symbol was used as authority in ancient Rome. The ideology of fascism has various characteristics, including nationalism, militarism, disdain for liberal democracy and electoral systems, belief in social hierarchy and elite power, and the desire to create a unified national community subordinating individual interests to the nation. In this video, we will explore how fascist ideology formed, the influences it brought to the political world, its involvement in World War II, and the destruction and dangers left by this ideology. In the aftermath of World War I, fascism viewed the conflict as a revolutionary force for significant changes in state, society, and technology. Powerful states that could mobilize millions for frontline duty and support economic and logistical production emerged from the war. Fascists believed liberal democracy was outdated, advocating that society should be under the control of a single party. This was seen as a preparation for armed conflict and ensuring the nation's economic stability. Robert Paxton, a historian, argued that fascism is a form of political behavior characterized by violence, hatred against others, and adherence to racist ideologies. Focusing on political context and nation-building, historians like Zeev Sternhell traced the roots of fascism back to the 1880s in France. The ideology rebelled against materialism, rationalism, bourgeois society, and democracy, supporting emotionalism, irrationalism, and subjectivism. During World War I, the political left in Italy split over its stance on the war. While the Socialist Party opposed it, some Italian revolutionaries supported the war against Germany and Austria-Hungary, believing that defeating the reactionary regimes would pave the way for socialism. Figures like Angelo Oliviero Oliveri formed the Fascio d'Azione Internazionale in October 1914. Benito Mussolini, ousted from the Socialist Party leadership for his anti-German stance, joined the interventionist movement within a separate fascio. The term fascism was first used in 1915 by members of Mussolini's movement. After World War I, fascism gained prominence with the rise of fascist regimes in Italy, Germany, and Japan, which were allies in World War II. Mussolini seized power in Italy in 1922, and Hitler consolidated power in Germany in 1933. The Fascist Party, known for violence and intimidation, adopted policies to accommodate conservative elements, abandoning populism, republicanism, and anti-clericalism. Fascism embraced values like family cohesion and enacted policies restricting women's roles to motherhood. In the early 1920s, Italian fascists strategized their military approach by attacking socialist offices and the homes of socialist leaders. The March on Rome in 1922 marked a significant event as the fascists seized public buildings, leading to Mussolini's appointment as prime minister by King Victor Emmanuel III. Mussolini's coalition government initially implemented liberal economic policies, but later The Acerbo Law ensured a majority of seats for any party or coalition obtaining 25% or more votes. Through violence and intimidation, the fascist list won the majority, allowing Mussolini to consolidate power. Fascist Italy pursued an aggressive foreign policy in the 1920s, attacking Corfu in Greece and seeking to expand Italian influence in the Balkans. Mussolini's diplomacy aimed to intervene in Spain and establish Albania as a de facto Italian protectorate. In the late 1920s and early 1930s, fascism spread to several countries, including Hungary, Spain, the United Kingdom, and even Indonesia, where Dr. Noto Indito founded the Indonesian Fascist Party. Fascist leaders such as Hitler, Franco, Horthy, and Oswald Mosley in the UK adopted racist ideologies, emphasizing the superiority of their races or nations. Hitler's Nazi regime perpetrated the Holocaust, targeting 6 million Jews, along with other minority groups. Francisco Franco, the Spanish leader, supported the Axis powers during World War II, and Hungary's Ferenc Szalasi led a fascist government. In the UK, Oswald Mosley led the British Union of Fascists, which propagated anti-Semitic propaganda, organized violent demonstrations against Jews in East London, and adopted Nazi-style uniforms and badges. Meanwhile, in Indonesia, Dr. Noto Indito founded the Indonesian Fascist Party, inspired by Hitler and Mussolini, with a vision of rebuilding Indonesian greatness akin to the Majapahit and Mataram empires. However, unlike Hitler and Mussolini, Notindito envisioned Indonesia as a kingdom with Javanese dominance. Fascism is a complex political phenomenon, challenging to define solely based on its ideology. It often focuses on political context and nation building rather than a coherent set of doctrines like communism or socialism. The impact of fascism extends beyond its core ideology, influencing political and social structures and leaving a lasting imprint on history. The experience of living under fascist regimes involved injustice, violence, and destruction. Victims of fascist regimes, especially those targeted by discrimination such as Jews, Romani people, and other minorities, suffered deep trauma due to persecution and mass killings by fascist governments. The psychological and emotional impact of this trauma can persist long after the end of fascist regimes. Many individuals and families affected by this trauma may struggle to recover and rebuild their lives after the period of fascist rule. Moreover, fascism leaves a mark on the history and image of countries that underwent fascist governance. The influence of fascist ideology on society and culture can shape the perception and identity of those nations in the long run. Therefore, understanding the history of fascism is crucial to prevent the recurrence of ideologies and policies that can harm society and human rights. In addition to these negative impacts, the experience of living under fascist regimes can also trigger a resurgence of resistance spirit and commitment to democratic principles and human rights. After the end of World War II, significant efforts were made to build a fairer world order and prevent the resurgence of authoritarian ideologies like fascism. It is essential to continue learning from history and advocate for democracy, justice, and respect for human rights to prevent the recurrence of oppressive governments and the infringement of individual freedoms. As we conclude this exploration into the depths of fascism, it's crucial to reflect on the lessons history offers us. The experience of living under fascist regimes involved injustice, violence, and destruction, leaving scars that persist even today. Yet amidst the shadows, there emerged a spirit of resistance, a commitment to democratic principles, and a pursuit of human rights. The echoes of history beckon us to learn, to advocate for justice, and to champion the values that stand against oppression. Let us strive to build a world where the lessons of the past guide us towards a future of freedom, democracy, and respect for human rights. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening journey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more historical insights. Until next time, stay informed, stay vigilant, and stay committed to a world of justice and equality.